Okay, and we are live. Today we're doing a fun pretzel wreath treat for Halloween. It's been a while since I've made one of these, and I don't think I've ever done one for Halloween. So, right here we have a mixture of some of my favorite dark chocolate melting wafers that I always talk about, and then they actually also have these. It's a different type of wafer, but these are pumpkin spice flavors. So I thought that'd be kind of a fun, like dark chocolate pumpkin spice. Not a usual combination, but I think it's really tasty. So we're starting with 30 seconds in the microwave, and then I already have my pretzels ready to go. I try and sift through the pretzels and find ones that are not like super broken and they're like pretty much flat, so they'll like layer nicely together. So I like to kind of sort them, and then if I have any broken pieces, then I use them for other projects. And we have some sprinkles. I think I'm gonna do this fun. I don't often do like the pink and black for Halloween. I typically go more traditional colors. But I think this is going to be a fun sprinkle mix to use. And then, of course, I also have our chunky Halloween sprinkles. We might be able to do some things with these. But I also have just some plain whole bunch of black bats to add too. So we shall see. Let me check on our melts here. Like a choose your own adventure. Hi, Maria. Oh, more pretzels. Yes. Yeah, we love the sprinkles. Aren't they so cute? I'm gonna use this one. I sometimes forget about the flavored like melting wafers, and then I'm like, oh, that would be good to like mix with some stuff. I just tried one for the first time this morning, and I was like, oh, it's actually like, it's not one of those like obnoxiously overpowering ones where it almost tastes like you're eating. I know it sounds weird, but like what I imagine if you're eating like a candle, like what that smells like when it's like super too strong in a way. But these ones are like really nicely balanced. Okay, definitely needs more time, but I'm gonna reduce it and go about 20 seconds, 25 seconds. I'm gonna do 20 because I'd rather be safe than sorry. How was your week, Maria? Hope you had a good one. Let's see. What other shapes would I want to use? Good, thanks. What about you? I'm glad to hear that it was good. It was good. It just another week that went by way too fast, and it feels like it was just very busy. Just trying to work on a bunch of different stuff for both content, but also around the house, trying to get Halloween decorations up because I can't believe it's already 10 days into October, and all that good stuff. And also, Bake Fest was last weekend, so of course I was very busy with that. Okay, I'm gonna mix this off of here. But it also is feeling more like fall, so I'm very happy with that. I know I keep mentioning that, but it's like, it's been just, it stays warm too long now, like for the past few years especially. So I'm very excited because it's feeling even more like fall this week, which helps me feel like even more, in the spooky season mood. Okay, it's almost done. Relating to the short of the bread, how does sourdough starter work? Great question. I am still learning that myself, but basically, with sourdough starter, I didn't start mine, so I don't know the exact beginning process of it, but basically sourdough starter is yeast, and yeast is like a living thing, but that's like how bread typically gets its like rise and everything. It's from the yeast, like I said, I'm still trying to learn all this stuff, but it basically like from, I think when it's baking, like all the gases are partly from the yeast or something like that. It's crazy how that works, but basically it's like a living thing and you want to feed it. So that's why they call it like feeding your sourdough starter, because it is living. So you want to keep it alive, and you feed it, most people feed it like water and flour, a water flour mixture. I feed it the specific mixture I was told when I was gifted my sourdough starter, which is actually flour, milk, and sugar. So it's like not typical, but that's, I just go with what I was told. So, and it's been alive for like, I think it's about 7 years that I've had it, something like that. Her name is Sally. But yeah, so basically you take like a part of the sourdough starter and then you use that to make your dough. So it's with sourdough starter, it, like the yeast, it has like that kind of like fermented, kind of gives it that sour taste that sourdough is known for. So instead of just directly adding yeast to something, it basically develops time to like develop this flavor that gives it that kind of traditional sour taste. I agree, autumn weather is lovely. Absolutely. Hi, you made it, yay! Go check out my friend of Frosted Life. Sally, yes, my sister helped me name it. We love alliteration, so. If you ever try making German chocolate cake? I have not, but I've been kind of curious about that one. Do you know it's not German at all? It actually named after the inventor, Sam German. I feel like I heard something like that it wasn't actually German, but I never looked into it, so thank you for the fun fact. I have actually been curious about that. But I probably haven't made it because for a long time I did not like coconut, even though now I like it more. So maybe I should give it a try at some point. Okay, I think there's just a few little pieces left, so I'm going to heat it for about 10, maybe 15 more seconds, not much at all. Okay. I love coconut. Oh, you do? Yay! I know, I've been liking it more. I love coconut and caramel specifically. So like probably Girl Scout Samoa cookies are like the bridge for me that got me into liking coconut. Do you know that German bakes more varieties of bread than any other country? Really? That's a fun fact. My family is actually part like German, like, but we came over a long time ago, so that is kind of a fun fact though. Let me see. Oh, I found the taste testing series, loved it. Oh, yay! So glad you liked it. I know, it's been a long time since we've been able to do that kind of stuff. But it was also like we weren't able to have enough time to do it, and they just kept sending boxes. So we were like, oh, we probably should pause this. And then the taste testing stuff just doesn't perform as well, which is sad because I love having the taste testing stuff. But I don't know, maybe we'll have that as like a bonus once in a while. That would be fun. Okay. So now that these are all fully melted, our combination of our dark chocolate melting wafers and our pumpkin spice wafers, what are you making? Hello, thank you for joining. We are making a Halloween pretzel wreath. So we have our melts that we just melted down. We have our pretzels ready to go. And I'm gonna grab a fork here. So I use a fork with like long prongs, and then I have my metal cake tester that I use for cakes, but sometimes it helps to slide the pretzels off if they're kind of being a little bit stubborn. So I'm gonna pop a few pretzels in here, and we're just going to try and make an even circle around. We're gonna do 10 on the bottom and then 10 around the top. And I will, ooh, they're going really fast. Make cupcake. I do have some cupcakes that I made recently for Halloween if you would like to see those. But no, today we're not baking anything. Today we're just doing a nice, quick and easy no-bake treat. I want to try and work pretty quickly with these because they do set relatively fast. Because I want to be able to shift them around if I need to. Wait. It's been a while since I've done these. Do I do it opposite? Hold on. Ah, I do. Okay, flip you. Oh, this guy's already starting to set. Okay. You go like this. Flat. Okay. These are going to be covered up on the bottom, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I'm going to get my kitchen torch just in case I need to move some things around with how quickly these are setting today. Because it is finally cooler. All right, I'll need to catch up in a minute with the chat. I'm just gonna try and work quickly to do at least this bottom row first. Come on. Make sure I'm making a circle here. Trying to make it even as we can. We don't want to add too much heat though, because it can make the chocolate a bit streaky, but the only reason I'm okay with doing it on this one is because we are going to be adding another layer on top. So I need to switch these around a little bit. And like I said, I'll catch up in the chat, but we are making some Halloween pretzel wreath today. And we're coating it with these dark chocolate and pumpkin spice melting wafers. A very yummy mix. Sometimes I'm able to eyeball the circle really well. Today is not one of those days. But we're gonna make it work. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Okay, I need to. These are setting super fast today. Come on. One more and then I can kind of finish. It's gotta be more ovally, but you know, you can make them fun shapes too. I think I sometimes do in the opposite way, but like I said, that's okay. Oh, come on. You're setting super fast. Okay. Again, not super even, but we can work with it. Let's see. I'm going to attempt to catch up in the chat while I do the rest of these dippings. Basically, now we're going to just add them overlapping. So it's going to be overlapping like that. So it'll help make sure it's nice and reinforced and a lot more stable. Because if you were to attempt to let this set and pick it up, and it's going to fall apart immediately. So let's start adding more pretzels and attempting to catch up. Oh, sounds tasty. Yes, I'm very excited to try the combo of the dark chocolate and pumpkin spice. I've tried chocolate and pumpkin spice, but dark chocolate can be a little bit overpowering, but that's my favorite chocolate. So, plus with the salty pretzel and like the sweet melts, very excited. Just kind of layer them like that. I'll try and scoot you a little bit closer. You can see a little bit better now. And I'm just shaking off all this excess, so it's not going to be a ton pooling underneath. There you go. And again, just trying to make them connected. But basically now we're just using the shape that we've already done. Okay, I'll have to catch up in the chat in just a little bit because I don't want to. I'm trying to work quickly. It is also partially the brand of melts too, because sometimes some of them can set a little bit faster, but that's one of the things I do like about these melts is that they do set pretty quick as long as you can work quickly with them, but they also coat nice and thinly. So it's not like annoyingly thick and just too much on there or too sweet. These are just enough. Come on, little guy. Pop. Okay. Add the rest of our pretzels. And then for these melts, you could keep them for something else. If some type of, like, some of the salt gets in there from the pretzels, sometimes I'll just turn this into a bark or something like that. You don't have to, never toss your melts. You can always use them unless, like, something got in there that, like, you can't use or something like that. But even, like, cookie crumbs or something like that, you could make a bark with that. Come on. Anybody just joining? We're making a Halloween pretzel wreath, and I will catch up in the chat in just a sec after I get this done. I'm trying to work quickly. Because they do set pretty quick. So it's just one of those really fun no-bake treats that are pretty easy to throw together. Even just coating the pretzels and like topping some sprinkles on them is also just a really great no-bake treat that has like that salty sweet that everybody loves. So I figured it would be a nice change from all of the baking stuff we've been doing this week that I hope you guys have been enjoying. Okay, so it's pretty much even. I can tell they're already starting to set. You can always tell when the melts are doing that because they have slightly more of a matte finish instead of like the more glossy kind of, for lack of a better word, wet melts that we have over here. So we can set those to the side. And there we go. I'm gonna have to use my kitchen torch, but also I could also do like a drizzle of melts over the top, just to kind of add like another layer, kind of like it'd be like a bit monochromatic, like chocolate on chocolate, but I don't mind that. So I'm gonna catch up in the chat while we let those melts set just a little bit before I do that. I have some friends who are planning on trying some of the Halloween bears. Oh yay, that's so fun. We're an alcoholic late night party group. I'm not either, so I totally get you. More of a baking and movies. I love it. That's exactly like the vibe that I love too. Hello. What are you making? Yes, we're making a Halloween pretzel wreath. So right now we're just letting the melt set just a little bit before we finish decorating it. It's one of those nice, quick and easy ones. Marie's asking Carmi how your week's been. Oh, that's so cute. Hi, BKC. I'm good. How are you? I hope you've had a good week. Let's see, my sister says, hi, Marie's been great. Busy. Yeah, she's had a busy week. Baby thinks the pretzels dropped in the chocolate is funny. Oh, really? Yeah, Marie's week has been good. That's good. I have to try this wreath for Christmas. I could do mini ones as gifts. Yes, definitely. That would be super cute. I actually did do just like the Halloween series that I mentioned last year, where it was like 8 weeks of 7 days a week shorts videos with all these different ideas. I did do a Christmas wreath for one of the Christmas ones for the holiday. I call it a holiday series because I included fall and also like winter and New Year's. So if you go to the holiday baking or the holiday, how did I phrase this? If you go to the holiday short series or something like that, it's the one from last year. There's a playlist for it. I did do a pretzel wreath for Christmas. I think I specifically did that for themed with the movie Elf. But yeah, you can definitely have a lot of fun doing different stuff with that, various sprinkles and all that kind of stuff. Checking out BKC, you're good. Yay! It's fun and dandy. Love that. I'll have to go check it out. Yes, definitely. I know I've with like a very wordy way of saying like there's a playlist you can go check out and there's a wreath in there. But yeah. OMG, so cute. Yay, thank you. I've had an idea. I can do a wreath with white chocolate and a red white chocolate for my lifeguard friends. Oh, that would be so cute. I love that. It's her birthday soon. That's a really cute idea. Yeah, you can definitely have a lot of fun with these. And I just do, I like to do the 20 of them, but I haven't tried doing smaller, but you could, I think you probably could. You just have to do obviously like a tighter circle. But yeah, sometimes if you want to decorate immediately, then that's when I would immediately add sprinkles and everything, but we're going to do a little drizzle over the top. So this one will be a little bit different. But it's just one of those ones where you can easily customize it, which is why I really like it. The only thing is the sprinkles might not stick as well, so I still might use the kitchen torch. But we're going to try out this drizzle on top with the same melts. But we're also going to get our other sprinkles ready. I have these big chunky sprinkles in here to separate out. Let's see. Okay, so for these sprinkles, I'm going to add these to this bowl and then separate the more chunky sprinkles because I feel like if you don't add them in certain, like this one could get upside down in like a weird way. And I just like to add the big chunky ones by themselves. I feel like it ends up looking better to me at least. So I always do that with my sprinkle mixes. Okay, just a few more chunky sprinkles. This one has both like little vampire teeth as well as these big old eyeballs. So those are the ones I'm taking out. Everything else can stand. Okay. So we have all of our sprinkles, and I think that should be plenty for this size of, that will probably be like way more than what we need. But our melts are starting to set a little bit. So before we do our drizzle, I'm actually going to pop this into the microwave for, like, you can see it starting to set on the side. The middle is still kind of liquidy. Maybe like 15 seconds. To make it a little bit easier, they do have like the Wilton little melting pot. I have used that before when I made like a bunch of stuff for my sister's baby shower. I used that to do a lot of dipping because I made a bunch of cookie pops and pretzel treats and a whole bunch of stuff. So those are really helpful, especially when you're doing a bunch of treats. I like to use that one. But when I'm doing something pretty quick like this, then I'll just pop it into a bowl for the microwave. I should tag that at some point because it is very useful if you're doing a bunch of stuff, like I said. Okay, Kim here. Okay, I gotta catch up in the chat. What's your favorite thing you've made at BakeCon? I don't know what that's called or what it's called. Oh, Bake Fest. Yes. Hi, Clarissa. Thanks for joining. So for Bake Fest, I think my favorite thing that I made this past weekend was probably, I think the cheesecake. I think it just turned out like really well. I do want to adapt my recipe a bit to be more like that one. But I love, like, I've never had a cheesecake with such a flat top before. Mine usually like dips in the center or something. So some of the tips from the class really helped. But I loved also turning it into a Halloween design as well. Of course. So I think that's, yeah, probably, but I've made so many things. I've made, there was one year where there was a croissant class for like a quicker way to make croissants. And I never made homemade croissants before. I had made puff pastry, but not croissants. And those turned out really well. Yeah, there's been so many things that have been really great. Hey, Clarissa's good. That's good to hear. Hello, thank you for joining. I'm happy and scared my sister got her driver's license. I'm happy. Yeah, Clarissa, how was your week? Okay. So our melts are nice and melty. While you guys chat a little bit and I'll catch up in a sec, I'm going to do our drizzle. We could do a piping bag. I'm just going to do like a drizzle over top with our spoon here. I just kind of let it pool on the side and then start to go like this. Just gonna make like a random pattern. You could do the drizzle back and forth, but I'm just gonna do like a fun kind of swirly kind of pattern going on here. I always love doing stuff like this because it makes it look so fancy, but it's really easy. So I always like to let it kind of have the excess drizzle and then go. So it's not too thick going on there. What is that? Oh, there's a cat in the backyard. I was like, there's meowing. Hi, kitty. It feels like it's really close. Hold on. I gotta check this out. Hi. There's two. Why are you guys back here? Don't let Lily see you. Oh, it looks so sweet. Oh my goodness. Kitty Maria says hello. Okay, that one's walking away. The other one I think went somewhere else. They like to go in the backyard, and then as soon as Lily's back there, they're like obviously nowhere to be found. But there's like the sweetest little meow that I just heard, and I was like, what the heck? What color are kitties? One of them looked like it was kind of like a gray, maybe tabby, and then the other one, she looked like calico. That was the one that was really close to the door that I had the windows open, like I mentioned, and she was the one that she was like keeping her distance, but also kind of close. Okay, I'm adding my sprinkles while the melts are still melty. What do you guys prefer? Do you like the non-traditional Halloween colors like pink and black put together, or like lavender, like teal, all the different kind of non-traditional colors, or do you prefer traditional Halloween? I do prefer traditional personally, but I do like to switch it up once in a while with the non-traditional. Okay, I think we're just about done adding sprinkles, at least these ones, then we can add our chunky sprinkles. We want to keep our torch moving. If you use a kitchen torch like this, you have to be very careful, of course, but also you want to keep it moving so that you're not, holding it too close to one spot because you could burn the melts, obviously, with the heat. So let's see. I think I want to add a few bat sprinkles here, but also add some of these eyeballs. So I like to kind of alternate usually. Let's see. Let's add our big old eyeballs. Kind of press it down a little bit so it'll stick. Just lightly remelt that a little bit. Okay, don't think I'm gonna do any of the vampire fangs. Okay, I think the kitties went away, so Lily didn't see them. She would not have been happy for something to be in her yard. Okay, quickly adding. I'm gonna add them, not necessarily just in the center, but I like to I like things even. That's just always how I end up doing decoration. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. What do you guys think? Do we like it? Of course, like I said, there are so many variations you can do with this. You can switch up the chunky sprinkles and do, like I love these chunky sprinkles because they have just a lot of different variety with the pumpkins, ghosts, there's like all the bugs and spiders, skulls, bats of 2 different colors, and witches' hats. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do with these. And also the base sprinkles, you can switch up using more of like the long sprinkles, which are like Jimmy sprinkles, and do different colors. The nonpareils are personally my favorite, which are the itty bitty ball sprinkles, but you can definitely have a lot of fun with doing all these things. And with the chocolate that's set on the bottom, I like to set that to the side, like remelt it, and then sometimes I'll just do a bark made of like a whole mixture of like different projects that I've worked on. So I'm still using the melts in some way. But let's catch up. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. There's so much in the chat, but I love it. I like all the the cats in the boxes. It's so cute. Let's see. Oh, so cute. There really was. Fat ginger cats are the best. We used to have one in the neighborhood. I think we called it or no. We used to have one that was around, but there was this one that was like a really big fluffy white cat. I don't know what kind it was exactly, but I believe we called him Puff Daddy because he was very fluffy. We used to have like a bunch of neighborhood cats before all the neighbors and us started having dogs around. But they still try and sneak around here and there. One time my friend cat did this in a box. Yeah. Their obsession with boxes is so funny. Non-traditional colors, nice. Cats in boxes are the best. You like traditional and non-traditional? Yeah, see, I do appreciate switching it up. Pink Halloween, yes, absolutely. I like it all. That's always good. Let's see. I love fire, yes. Can do so many cool things with fire. What are you making? I just joined. Hello, thank you for joining. We just finished making a Halloween pretzel wreath. So we took some mini pretzels, dipped them in some melts. If you want to check out the like everything that happened before, this will be up later on the channel. But you can switch up the type of melts that you use. You can switch up the sprinkles that you use, all that kind of good stuff. Lily. Not trusted after I set cookies on fire. I could see that, yeah. Slay, yay. Is that cake? No, it is not cake. It is a pretzel wreath covered in chocolate. Oh, you look younger. Gee, it looks scary and cute, or scary and cute at the same time. Thank you. That's so cute. Thank you so much. I love all the little emojis with the cats in the box. It's so cute. But it's mostly cute. Thank you. Oh, Maria, you're one of the youngest in your class? It looks good. Thank you. I love the pumpkin sprinkles. And aren't they so cute? I love making different, like I have an obsession with making wreath cupcakes. It's just one of my favorites. And I love using the chunky sprinkles as like kind of like this, but on a cupcake. Like you know, kind of add that whole thing. But I can tell I added a little bit too much heat to some of these melts, so they look a little funny. I think I might go get some, to kind of cover that up, I sometimes add some edible glitter spray. So I'm gonna go grab that really fast, and then I'll finish catching up in the chat in just a sec. Okay, there's different colors with the edible glitter spray from Wilton, but my favorite is always the, which is this one? I think it's like the pearlized, like silver or something like that. But basically it's like it's just nice and simple. It always looks good. Sometimes the gold adds a little bit too much yellow if you spray too close. The black, same thing. I haven't tried other colors, but this is my favorite one when I get a chance to use it. So I'm just going to add some glitter spritz, which kind of covers up the little heating too much with the torch. That's all glittery now too. I think that's good. Okay, let's finish catching up in the chat. Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining and happy Friday. Yes, happy Friday. It's so crazy to think that we're already just about halfway through almost for October. Hope your day is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I hope your day is amazing too. This looks amazing, delicious. Oh, thank you. Def grabbing the stuff to make one of these for my boys. They would love this. Yes, it is like super, like you can see it's like super quick and easy to throw together, and you can definitely customize it in so many ways. Yes, we love it. Thank you. All the emojis with the little cats in the boxes. It's so cute. My cat Basil is big and ginger. He's really fluffy, so I call him Oh, that's so cute. The vet says he's a perfect specimen because he hunts and stuff. That used to be like my aunt had a couple cats named Tom and Jerry, like the cartoon. And Tom, he was a big, fat, like just a lazy, fluffy cat, but he was also like a puppy. He would like try and get all the pets. And his brother Jerry was the hunter. And I watched them a couple different times. And this one time when it was a couple of weeks, he surprised me with a gray squirrel in the garage that he brought me as a gift for watching them. And I was like, no, thank you. You don't have to hunt things for me. Mary says, hello, Lily. Oh, that looks so cool. Thank you so much. I have issues with ovens. I set a cheese toasty on fire. Oh no. Do you do timers? It also could be the temperature because sometimes it can cook a bit quick. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. So many people joining. Hello. Had good weather, guys. Yeah, I hope everybody's having good weather. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I am very happy that it's finally starting to feel like fall. Still like a teensy bit too warm, but because I love that like really good chill in the air. But it is getting closer, and I actually have the windows open today to get that nice flow of air through the house. One time at my friend's house, there was a cat in the neighborhood, and the cat did this, and it was so cute. Oh, I love that so much. I know they always they prefer boxes over like the comfort of their bed. That's so pretty. Thank you, Clarissa. It's been nice here, 5 to 15 degrees daily. I need to convert that to Fahrenheit, but that does sound really nice. We actually had for the Bake Fest, Maria, there's like British actors. So they were like on at like 2 a.m. or something like that while we were doing some of our classes. But they're all super nice. And I thought of you because I was like, oh, they're in the same time zone. I want the glitter spray. Yes. Just even a little bit is like the perfect little touch to add a little glam. Oh, Basil. That's right. That's right. The American always catch me off guard. That's so true. I forgot that that's the pronunciation for I keep wanting to say basil, but basil. Noah Squirrel. Yes. I was like, thank you so much, Jerry, for the heart attack that you gave me. Like I literally went into the garage to go check on they had water out there so when they're outside that they could have access to it, but then usually they spent a lot of time inside, but he brought it into the garage and left it for me. So that was, yeah. My sister was with me. I was freaking out like crazy. He's only ever brought pigeons because they're fat and slow, but still bringing like giant little creatures. It's so crazy. And mice. Yeah, we used to have a cat, and she did bring us a little mouse and leave it on our back patio. I think that was before we started bringing her in because it was like the cat distribution system where she just showed up and was like, "You're my people now." Your weather sucks, Clarissa. Oh no, I'm sorry. 41 is 5 degrees, so that's our night temp. Gotcha. Okay, 59. See, that's like what we have during like our primary winter for where I am. So that's like, I love it because I get to bundle up and all that kind of stuff. So that's our midday. Gotcha. Once we got a huge pigeon half eaten outside, inside out under the table. Oh my God. Oh my God, one time I was at my friend's house and their cat brought over a dead bird and it was terrifying. I would lose it. As it was when our cat brought us the mouse and was like, nudging it towards the door like, this is for you. We're like, no. We have to like wipe your face now. Like what is like it's cute, but at the same time it's just so like, oh my God. BKC, you love being cold? I do too. I much prefer that because it's like you can add layers, you can like snuggle up under like a plushy blanket and snuggle. Like Lily loves to basically once it gets cold enough, she's like, I am your blanket for the foreseeable future until it gets too hot. Cats are so funny. They really are. Oh, Marie, you like the cold too? Nice. Their gut spilled all over it. Oh my gosh. I feel like there would be like a horror movie scene. I literally screamed. I would too. I would freak out so bad. Oh my goodness. What is this? This is a Halloween pretzel wreath, which actually it should be completely set now. So I'm going to remove it so you can see the full thing without the extra chocolate below. If you're just joining, it's a Halloween pretzel wreath that we just did. I'm the kind of person who walks to school in the snow in just a blazer. So I've never actually been really in the snow. Because of where we are, it just always rains. It's like, I think we had snow like one time when I was like in 3rd grade. It was like a couple of flakes, but it was the most exciting thing we've ever had happen to us. Okay, I'm using my offset spatula. I'm gonna scrape underneath. Okay, and we can just carefully break off our chocolate. Oh, we have more stuff. Is it food? Yes, it is. It's a treat. It's like a 10-minute walk. That's not too bad. A big reveal. Yes, a rare time where I can actually do the reveal in the same live. Thank you for the drum, Maria. Looks good. Thank you. It doesn't snow for you? Yeah, I know. It's like I've always wanted. I know if I were like constantly in snow, then or like had a bunch of snow, then I probably wouldn't feel the same way. But I've always wanted to be like I've always wanted to take Lily up to Tahoe when it snows, and I just haven't had a chance to. Funny thing is, when it happened, my friend literally jumped in my arms, and then I fell back, and we both had our heads on the table, and the cat brought the dead bird closer, and it was terrifying. Oh my God. The cat was like, how can I make this worse for you guys? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're just going to carefully break off all this excess melts and sprinkles. Cats are so funny. Especially with that kind of thing, because it's just like, I brought this for you. And it's like, no, I don't want to be terrified right now. Especially like my sister was with me when I found the gray squirrel, and I was not used to like cleaning stuff up like that at the time because I was quite a bit younger. But she was like, you're the one watching the house. I'm here to, give you a ride. She was like, you have to clean up the gray squirrel. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, there we go. We broke off all of our excess chocolate pieces. And there's our wreath. Like I said, a little bit not perfectly round, but it doesn't have to be, especially for Halloween. It doesn't have to be. It's all sparkly. What do you guys think? So fun. Let me see if I can scooch all this over. I'm gonna wash my hands and catch up in the chat again. Okay. I love snow for skiing and snowboarding. Yeah, the deepest snow I've been in was like a little, like it had snowed recently, but not super recently. So it was like a little parking lot, like when we were up in the hills, I guess. I don't remember. I was really little. And that was like, we were not prepared to be around snow. And also we went to Apple Hill and there was like a little bit of snow, but I've never actually been there when it's snowing. It's always like, it just so happened to snow and there's like a little pile that I could play with on the side, but that's pretty much it. We never get nice snow, just the stuff that goes to slush next day. Oh gosh. It's pretty. Thank you so much. Enough for sledding though. Oh, that's cool. I've only had snow once in my life. Yeah, I know. It's like, they make it look so dreamy in movies too. I watch all your vids. Thank you so much. Yeah, and the food you make looks good. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And the dog came over and put the bird on me. Clarissa, how does it keep getting worse? Oh my gosh. Do you eat the extra chocolate or reuse? I like to reuse it personally, so I'll put this aside and then if I have like, you know, other times where I've made stuff with the different melts and stuff like that, as long as the flavors won't clash, then I'll remelt like a whole bowl of extra stuff like this and then just make like a bark or something. So making sure you can still reuse it. Let's see, Carmi, that's so mean. I do that with my sister though with spiders. I used to have her get spiders and then she was like, no, you have to start taking care of these too. So yeah, she was like, you gotta you gotta take care of stuff as well. That's adorable. Oh, thank you. So cute and pretty. We'll get properly dangerous ice though. Oh gosh. I can only imagine. Claire's just like, thank you. Black ice is horrible. Yeah, I've always heard of black ice. It sounds so freaky. I'm from Alaska, so we get a lot of snow. Oh yeah, I could imagine that. Don't trust the movies. But now I live in Texas, so no snow. Oh no. When we travel back and forth from Idaho, sometimes we get snow in January. Oh, that makes sense. Snow is nice day 1 to 3, and then it goes brown and slushy, freezes as ice. Yeah, I could see that that would be kind of not great. It gets worse than that on and on. Seriously, the story gets worse. Oh my gosh. I make my sister hoover up spiders while I hyperventilate in a corner. Oh my gosh. Wait, is your sister younger or older than you? And school is never canceled. Yeah, I don't remember ever having school canceled. Maybe like one day, but it was never because of weather because we don't live in a spot that has drastic weather like that. Hello, thank you for joining. And the uniform doesn't budge. No jumpers. Yeah, I used to wear a uniform all the time too, in grade school and high school, so I totally get that. Younger. Oh, shit. And an arachnophobe, but you make her do it? I'm homeschooled, so I don't know. Oh, gotcha. Anybody just joining? We just made a Halloween pretzel wreath here with like the less traditional colors of doing like pink and everything, and it's all sparkly, so spooky cute, if you will. Luckily, sixth form is office wear, so hoodies went in the common room. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we at least had like at one point jackets. I had like this one jacket I wore all the time. I wore that thing out like after all the years that I used it. The only downside to using glitter spray is that the counter gets all glittery. And warm coats and scarves can stay on in non-contacts. What is non-contacts? Because you know how the bird was on me and I tried to get it off and the dog bit off its head. Oh my gosh. There was a bunch of dead bird blood on me and guts everywhere. I needed therapy after that. Clarissa, I could see why you needed therapy after that. You literally lived like a horror movie scene. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry for that, but I feel like it's like that's just, it's so wild that all that happened. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Non-contacts are lessons without actual lessons, so we can go to the study areas. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for teaching me something new again. I'm gonna add my sprinkles I did not use back into my bag. Oh, I'm joking. I don't know, Clarissa, I'm gonna be thinking about your story for a while here. I feel like that would be a scene in like a horror comedy or something like that. We have 25 lessons per week, 5 per subject at A level. So I have 10 non-contacts for all my homework, extruding after activities. Well, that's pretty good. That seems like a good amount of the non-contacts. It's been a while since I was in high school, but I feel like I was like really excited to get a block free. Let's see. And for these melts and left over in the bowl, I can just either use them now, or what I'm gonna do is just lightly remelt them, and then just pop them into like a bag and then be able to remelt them later. But I think I did just slightly overheat them just a little bit because I can see a little bit of separation happening over here. So I'm gonna just lightly remelt these. We have to do this silly enrichment program. What is that? No, it's okay. You can laugh. Okay. Thank you. So life skills, non-contacts. I cannot talk today. Thank you for explaining that. Worst part is when it happened, you were 4. You were 4? I was imagining you being like maybe a teen or something like that. That's so much worse. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I want to eat that bowl of chocolate. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's nice and melty in the middle. I'm not going to heat it anymore besides that. I'm just going to help like use the heat to scrape down the side of the bowl and put it into our bag to use later. But I do like to label them to make sure like, oh yeah, this has pumpkin spice mixed into it. So that when I do reuse them, or when I'm like, okay, I just need to use some melts that I've already used before and I combine some, then I can be, you know, I can make sure that I'm not combining weird flavors together that are not going to go. There we go. Okay, so I say I'm gonna go pump instead of pumpkin. So I have water room. Spice plus dark choco. Okay. Teachers run extra bits. PE. Hold on. I'm trying to put my pen back. Darning. What is darning? Sewing, cooking, budgeting, or wood, metal based work. We have to do at least one of them. That's really cool though. I feel like that's something that I really missed in school, is like we didn't have, like we used to have in at least the US, like home ec, which I always hear about, but we never had that. They got rid of that like a long time ago. So I think that would have been like very useful to have those kinds of classes. Talking about homework, I have 10 pages of math homework today, but it's okay because I'm obsessed with math. Oh, that's good. That's always good when you have the homework for the classes that you like. I'm trying to scrape this excess chocolate off this spoon so I can get all the little... I don't like to waste anything. All right, that's pretty good. You know the math student, Maria? Darning is how you fix socks. Oh, okay, gotcha. And jumpers. I gotcha. Okay. Can I have a bite? I know, I still wish they had that technology. I would send you guys samples. Like reach through the phone, send you guys stuff. I like the coolest way to have a live would be like to give you guys samples through the phone. Oh, Maria, also earlier, one of your questions about what I've made before with the Bake Fest, also bagels. I really liked that class. That was a really fun one because it was like New York style bagels, and I ended up later making, you can go back, it's like a while back. I should make some playlists with some things, but there was like, I made bagels, but I used a skull pan to bake them in, and I stuffed them with cream cheese. So they ended up looking really cool and very tasty. Catching up. I'm not even a teenager yet. Really? Oh my goodness, you guys are all so young. I have 2 exercises, sets of questions per lesson per week. Oh gosh. Oh, for math, yeah. Willy Wonka vibes. Yay! Thank you. I know what I'm making today. Ooh, tell us more. I love a bagel sandwich. Yes. Oh my gosh, like a nice and chutney. I've never had chutney. At least maybe I've had it, but not on a bagel sandwich. That sounds good. I'm not young. I'm a big kid. Compared to me, you're very, very young. Like literally you're half my age, which feels wild to say because I still in my head I feel like I'm still in like my mid-20s because it just, I don't know, I feel like at a certain point it just kind of like paused or something. I don't know. Like I try and think back and I'm like, high school couldn't have been that long ago, and I'm like, oh god, it was a long time ago now. Okay. So there we have, I just put it in a Ziploc until I find a better system for it. Sometimes you can put it on parchment paper and then just like let it set, pop it off, and then put it in a bag. But see, I labeled it so that I know, and then sometimes I'll usually try and put it in a labeled bag with the dates as well, so I can keep track of that. So let's see, let's catch up before we hop off of our live. Grandma, oh my god. We're 25 day. Yeah, my sister, she's older than me, but she's for years said that she's 25. So we always make the joke like, you're 25 for like the 10th time or something like that. My teachers always say they're just turned 21. Oh my gosh. They think they're funny. I'm 13. I feel old. Oh my gosh. I may be a big YouTuber, but trust me, I'm only 10. You're only 10? Oh my goodness. To be fair, you could pass as 25, Carmi. Oh my gosh. She's gonna take that and run with that. Wow, 10, yes, now I feel old. See, it's so funny because like as a kid you definitely feel like just a few years difference is like really big, but as you get older it's like, oh, just a few years, like that's not that big of a deal. But I feel I feel so old talking to you guys. Not like a bad way, just like a, oh my god, I actually am so much older. Let's see. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, I knew she was gonna say that. Let's see. Before we hop off live, is there anything else to pop into the chat? It's been so great talking to you guys today. I always love seeing you guys every Friday. And same time and day next week, 10 a.m. on, or 10 a.m. Pacific time, I should specify, on Friday. As always, if I switch it up, if there's something that comes up, then I will let you guys know ahead of time. We might have either a day switch or a location switch in a couple of weeks, potentially. We'll have to see what happens with that. But let's see. Bye, Lily. I don't know where she is right now. She's kind of chilling. Yeah, I'll have to go find her. And everyone else, bye, bye, bye. Thank you guys so much for joining. As always, check out the shorts videos that we have right now. Today's the last day of Halloween baking week, and then next week we have Halloween mini cake week. So make sure to come and check that out. But I hope that you guys have a really, really great week and also a fabulous weekend. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon. Bye.